Good evening, all of you. Am I audible to everyone? Am I audible to all of you? Please respond if you guys can hear me. If yes, then please respond, everyone. Good evening, Ansu. Rest of you, please respond if anyone can hear me. Am I audible to all of you? If yes, please respond, guys, so that we can start the session quickly. Okay. Kunal is also saying yes. All right. Aishwarya is also saying yes. Souvik is also saying yes. All right. So I'm getting a chat a bit later. All right. So let's start. So today we are going to talk about what? Iift. Okay. So today we are going to talk about the Iift, what to do in the next 20 days here. So first of all, you should know about the Iift. Okay. What is the last 5-year trends and everything. Once you understand the trends and the paper, what are the type of the questions usually come, then accordingly you can plan your preparation. That's very important that whenever you are targeting any exam, first you should know what are the topics which usually come in that exam. All right. So not talk about the ZAC. Whatever happens, it happens. Jo hua so ho gaya. I hope that I've added some values by taking those workshops, because I got a feedback from a lot of students that this year the ZAT QA section was tough. It was very tough in comparison to the last year, actually, isn't it? So anyway, let's focus on Iift. What to do in the Iift and how it is. So first of all, what are the basic agenda here? So I'm just going to tell you all the basic agenda for this year. Today's the first trends over the years. We'll discuss see what are the trends in the last 5 years. Okay, then what is the cutoff percentile versus cutoff marks? It's not about percentile, it is mostly cutoff marks will be given. All right. And then the preparation strategy, and then what are the upcoming live sessions which I'm going to take. I don't think, sorry, I think probably 7 to 8 marks will be cut off for in QA for getting a 90%. Anyway, let's start. Let's talk about that thing in the last class. All right. So let's start now. First of all, if we're talking about the Iift admission test 2021-23. Okay, now for the session 2000, usually on their question paper, it is always mentioned for which year it is there. So it is for the admission test for the exam 2021 to 2023. Right. So we'll talk about this one. And if you look at the structure, what is mentioned in the brochure, I hope that, okay, I hope that you all have gone through there. Okay, that is the examination pattern. Okay, that is the examination pattern. So date of exam, we all know that is 24th January. This is mentioned in their brochure. Okay, so I've just taken from the brochure. Duration of the test 2 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. and here. Now subjects, it has got nothing but multiple choice questions, objective type. What are the subjects? There will be 4 sections: quantitative analysis, reading comprehension and verbal ability, data interpretation, and logical reasoning, and general. So what information, the information which I can gather from here is that probably there is going to be 4 sections. Now in that sometimes, sorry, in Iift sometimes they have asked there is a 5 section as well as 6 sections also. But as per the latest information on the brochure, their brochure here, e-brochure, it is mentioned that it will be having 4 subjects. So you can easily guess, okay, most probably there is a chances of that you will be getting approximately 4 sections, not more than 4 sections. Okay. Sometimes RC and VA are 2 separate sections, DI and LR are 2 separate sections. So let's talk about here. Now, so we are talking about this one, 2020-22. Yes. Now this year, I'm going to talk about first of all the last year for 2020-22. Means those who have written the exam in the year 2019. So if you look at here, the total number of questions in the quantitative analysis, that is 25. Okay. RC and verbal ability 35 questions, and data interpretation and LR 30 questions, and general awareness 20 questions. And the total number of questions are 110. So usually the number of questions, it varies from between 110 to 120. Marks per question for QA and for RCVA and the DILR, it is 3, but for GK, there is only 1.5. So out of the total 300 marks, the 75 marks is QA section, Reading comprehension and verbal ability is 105, and data interpretation and logical reasoning, that is 90, and general awareness again 30. And negative marks per question is 1, 1, 1 and 0.5. Now, some of you might be seeing what is the cutoff here. So not waste too much of time here. Cutoff. Let's come to it. Now, cutoff for the general category and the general EWS category and OBC NCL, that is 15 and 9. You must be wondering why I have marked this. और ये 15 को बाद 15 लिखने के बाद इसे cut क्यों किया हुआ है? Can anyone tell me why I have cut it down and I have written it 9? Any guesses? ये 15 को cut करके 9 क्यों लिखा हुआ है यहाँ पे? Any guess? Anyone who can tell me why I have cut 15 and I have written 9? कोई guess? No one. Okay, I'll tell you why here. Now 15 was the cutoff for the QA section. Yes, 15 was the cutoff for the QA section, but there were 6 bonus marks. Okay, so in QA there were 6 bonus marks were there, which everyone has got it. सबको 6 bonus marks मिले थे because there were 2 questions which were wrong. So 2 questions wrong थे QA section में. Because of that, everyone has got a 6 bonus mark. So ideally, I'll say that the cutoff is nothing but 9, क्योंकि 6 number तो सबको मिले. Okay, everyone has got 6 extra marks. So basically, you just need to score 9. And to score 9, tell me, out of 25 questions, to score 9, how many questions I need to attempt? Only 3 questions. Okay, only 3 questions, isn't it? Okay, so in QA section, all I need to do was nothing but out of 25, only 3 questions. And I think these 3 questions anyone can solve within 10 minutes. So clearing the sectional cutoff is very easy when it comes to Iift. Okay, clearing the sectional cutoff is very easy. In 10 minutes, if you just spend 10 minutes, you can easily find out 3 easier questions and you can do it here. Alright, so 10 minutes में आ सकते हैं. And for SC, ST and PWD category, the cutoff mark was only 6. So it means how many questions? You just need to attempt 2 questions that side. And here there were only 3 questions. And if you're talking about, sir, क्या ये हर साल ऐसे ही होता है? Yes, हर साल ऐसे ही होता है. क्वांट की कटऑफ क्लियर करने के लिए मैक्सिमम 5 क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट. मैं पिछले 5 साल का भी ट्रेंड दिखाऊंगा अभी आगे. ओके, 5 साल में हर साल में if you are able to attempt only 5 questions, you can easily clear the cutoff. It's more about your maximizing your overall score. Overall score सबको टारगेट करना चाहिए कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा आ सके. Yes or no? कटऑफ तो सेक्शनल कटऑफ क्लियर करना बहुत ही आसान है IIFT में. ठीक है, just need to, and you can easily find out the questions which were easy, which is not very, very difficult. Lot of easy questions you can find it out. Now, similarly, if I'm talking about the RCVA, okay, so the cutoff is 34. So 34 means how many questions I need to attempt? Only 12 questions. Okay, so you can see the number of attempts to clear the sectional cutoff for RC and VA, it usually always here every time it is high in comparison to the quant. Because क्यों ऐसा होता है? RC के जो questions होते हैं वो direct questions होते हैं. There will be hardly any inferential questions. Like if there are 15 to 16 questions here, okay, no, they do not frequently commit such type of the mistake. कई बार हो जाती है. ठीक है? So when it comes to the RC and the VA section here, you just need to attempt 12 questions out of 35 questions. Okay, for general, and for SC, ST, PWD, I think how much? 28 means probably 10 questions. 10 into 3, 30. Same thing goes in the DILR. DILR here, the cutoff was 13. Okay, there were 9 bonus marks. So everyone has got a total of 9 bonus marks in the DI section. So वो 9 marks को तो हटा दो. ठीक है? Cutoff, IIFT has declared that their cutoff is 22, जिसमें 9 marks तो सबको मिले थे. So actually the cutoff was only 13. Okay, how many questions I need to attempt? 4 3s are 12. Probably I'll say that is 5 questions. So out of 30 questions, you just need to attempt 5 questions to clear the sectional cutoff. And then for category SC, ST and PWD, you can say how many questions? 3 4 questions. That's it. 4 3s are 12. And for GK, 5 questions. 5 is the cutoff. And per mark 1.5. So I think probably I need to just attempt only 4 questions. That's it. और यहाँ पे 3 questions. So now you can see the total number of questions which I have told you, that is basically, and हर साल ये लगभग सेम ही रहता है. Okay, मैं अभी पिछले 5 साल का भी कंपैरिजन दिखाऊंगा जहां पे you can easily compare. Alright, but usually ये हर साल इतने होते हैं, 3 से 4 questions करने होते हैं. हाँ, इंग्लिश में थोड़े ज्यादा अटेम्प्ट करने पड़ते हैं to clear the cutoff. Now, even if when I'm talking about the DILR, so DILR is also easy in IIFT. DI is somewhat very calculation intensive, but LR easy. So I'll say here, why the bonus marks? Souvik, you joined late. Bonus marks were given because there were 3 questions which were wrong. और overall 5 क्वेश्चन गलत थे. So if I look at the overall cutoff, so overall cutoff for the general category, you all can see that is nothing but that is equal to how much? 123. Okay, 138 जिसमें 15 क्वेश्चन 15 मार्क्स सबको मिले थे एक्स्ट्रा. So ideally here the cutoff is 123, means how many questions I need to attempt? Only 41. So total 110 में से 41 questions attempt करने थे. Alright, that is something which you need to attempt here. Alright, so 41. Or what is the percentage? If I'm talking about that is 300. So 300 percentage के बात में बात करूँ, so 123 by 300 that is equal to 41%. Okay, 41%. So because कुछ question, तो I just need to score a total of 41%. ठीक है ना? Around 41% मुझे स्कोर करना है because जीके में 1.5 मार्क्स पर. तो मुझे 41% क्लियर करना है. यानी कि 41 क्वेश्चंस अगर तुमने 3 मार्क वाले भी कर लिए ना, तो you can easily clear it or you can do it here. Yes, Nikita, you can. But remember that in English, even in the RC also, the questions are very easy. They are not difficult at all. Okay. How to clear the GK? कितनी कट ऑफ जा रही है यार? 4 क्वेश्चंस, 4 क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करने हैं ना. लेकिन निहारिका, आई एम श्योर दैट यू कैन फाइंड आउट 4 क्वेश्चंस. 4-5 क्वेश्चंस तो मिल ही जाएंगे ना. ठीक है, आई कम टू दैट एवरीथिंग वन बाय वन. 4-5 क्वेश्चंस तो सबको मिल ही जाएंगे, इजंट इट? 20 में से 4-5 क्वेश्चंस मिल जाएंगे. आई हैव डिस्कस्ड अ कपल ऑफ डेज बैक. IIFT से पहले 2-3 पहले मैंने जीके के बहुत सारा अराउंड 500 क्वेश्चन डिस्कस किए थे. क्या उसमें से कुछ क्वेश्चन फंसा दैट में? एनीवन जिसने पूरा का पूरा वो 500 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किए थे, क्या उसमें से कुछ भी कोई यूज आया? कुछ भी क्वेश्चंस फंसे क्या जीके और करंट अफेयर्स में इन द दैट? टेल मी. Okay. Now coming to the SC/ST category here, 74. So I'll say how much weightage, that is 74 by 300. Na? So 3 2s are 6, and that's a 3 5s are, that is approximately 25%, isn't it? So that is approximately 25% of the weightage. So 25%. Direct questions, okay? कितने निकिता? How many questions फंस गए थे? Because that I'll say simply I picked it here and 2 questions, 2. Okay, great. चलो 2 questions तो at least हो गए ना. Alright. So 100 point I have discussed only. Yes. Now IIFT का जीके मैं आता हूँ एक-एक करके सेक्शन पे. पहले let's analyze it, comparison the chart, and then we'll talk about individually each and every section. So 100.5, so that is approximately 30. So this is the trend here. In general category, the overall cutoff is around 41% marks. December 2019. Oh, December, पिछले साल का December. Okay, I'll come to that, guys. So 41%, and then 25%, and then 20. Just wait, मैं सबके आंसर दूंगा एक-एक करके. ओके, नंबर्स क्यों काटे हैं? क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो था एपेक्स, बिकॉज कुछ क्वेश्चंस गलत थे. IIFT 2022 में देयर वर 5 क्वेश्चंस व्हिच आर रॉन्ग. तो उसके लिए 5 क्वेश्चंस रॉन्ग थे, तो उसके लिए टोटल बोनस मार्क्स 15 बोनस मार्क्स. ओके, जिसमें से क्वांट में 2 क्वेश्चंस गलत थे और 3 क्वेश्चंस ठीक है. Now coming to the next part here, let's move to the next one. So I hope that it is clear. Can I move to the next slide? Can I move to the next slide? And you can note it down. पता होना चाहिए. नहीं, 2 घंटे. In IIFT there is only 2 hours. 2 hours is given for IIFT. नहीं, कम नहीं है. हो जाते हैं लोग, है ना? इतने कट ऑफ हाईज आ रही है ओवरऑल, तो इसका मतलब कुछ तो लोग अटेम्प्ट करके आ रहे हैं ना. सो देयर आर पीपल हु आर डूइंग दैट. सो इट्स नॉट 3 hours, it's only 2 hours. The questions are easy. I'll tell you what to do, क्या करना चाहिए. Just wait. Now, also another thing for female candidates. ठीक है, for female candidates who have cleared all sectional cut off, the minimum marks have been lowered down by 2%. So minimum marks 2%. So minimum 2% down. Now let's come to here. IFT admission test 2019 and 21. Just see the cutoff. ठीक है, अब मैं यहाँ पे करूंगा IFT में जो 5-6 सेक्शंस थे, like I told you, but this year the chances are here. GK की cutoff it is already mentioned, 5 and 4.5. Okay, 5 and 4.5. I'll come to one by one. Just wait. 5 and 4.5. Now, RC cutoff is 2.34. Verbal ability is 2.75. GK 1.14 in the year 2018. And QA 2.34. This is 2.35, 1.01. You can easily analyze all of them and देखो कि sectional cutoff कितना करना पड़ेगा. So अगर मैं देखता हूँ तो रीडिंग में कॉम्प्रिहेंशन ये अलग अलग थे, तो 3 क्वेश्चंस इस पे अटेम्प्ट करने थे और 2.75, तो यहाँ पे 4 क्वेश्चन. So overall I just need to attempt 7 questions, isn't it? Alright, 7 questions. GK में cutoff is 1.14, 0.5 per mark, so I just need to attempt 3 questions. QA the cutoff is 2.34, so I just need to attempt 3 questions in QA. Okay, and LR 2.35, so I just need to attempt 3 questions in LR. और DI की तो सबसे अच्छी है 1.01, means केवल 2 ही क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करने हैं. So clearing the sectional cutoff is very easy thing, but overall you must be good in one section. ऐसा एक ना एक सेक्शन तो होगा ना जिसमें तुम लोग अच्छे होगे. इसमें कम टाइम पे you can score a good marks, isn't it? There must be one section. सबका एक ना एक section strong होता है. So your target should be clearing the sectional cutoff and then try to maximize your score. So in the last also I'll talk about how much time ideally one should spend. Okay. Now overall, if you look at here, general category, the cutoff is nothing but 30. Total marks is of 100 marks. So it is 32.25 and 30.25. So you can guess that this was, I am talking about IFT 2018. Okay, that means for the year 2019 and 20. So cutoff जो गई थी वो 32 के आसपास गई थी, 32.25. और last year it was 41%. So it means last year paper somewhat easy था इस साल के comparison में, 2018 के comparison. ठीक है. और usually I have seen whenever there are 6 sections, जब भी 6 section होते हैं ना तो cutoff हमेशा कम चली जाती है. ठीक है, overall cutoff usually कम जाती है जब भी 6 sections होते हैं. Okay. All right. Now let's move to this year. I'm just showing the trend so you can accordingly you can plan your preparation. In 2017, IFT 2017, there was 6 sections. अब देखो यहाँ पे cutoff 2.69. RC के केवल 3 क्वेश्चन करने हैं. VA में 3.35. I just need to attempt 4 questions. Overall, I need to attempt 7 questions. GK 0.82 means I just need to attempt 2 questions. QA 3.01. I just need to attempt 4 questions. LR 5.67. So I just need to attempt 6 questions. और DI का देख लो 0.25. So you can easily guess कि okay कौन सा सेक्शन कम सबसे डिफिकल्ट है. कौन सा सेक्शन लग रहा है डिफिकल्ट है? मैंने 3 साल के ट्रेंड डिस्कस किए हैं. Which is the difficult section you guys think? Don't you think that DI is one of the difficult section, isn't it, in IFT? Because DI is one section wherein usually the cutoff goes low, except the last year. Here, so here I just need to attempt how many questions? 1 question. So 2017 में केवल DI में 1 क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करना था और you will be able to clear the section. But overall cutoff is important. That is 35.5. Okay, that is 35.5. Okay, I'll come to that. Now similarly, that is 2017-19. यहाँ पे combined था, like RC plus VA दोनों combined sections थे, so cutoff is 9.67. Okay, and then QA 4.01 means 5 questions, and for LRDI combined cutoff it is 8. Yes, you can say. और also the problem in DI is ना जब भी 6 section होते हैं ना तो DI में cutoff कम चली जाती है. But overall cutoff it was 48. So you can see here the trend here that whenever there is a 4 section, ठीक है ना, cutoff usually goes low. तो ये भी section 4 part 2 होगा. जब भी 4 section होते हैं ना, sorry, cutoff highs आती है. Whenever there are 6 section, cutoff lows आती है. So like in IFT 2016 also there were only 4 sections. So you can see overall cutoff is 48.500. काफी ज्यादा है, बहुत ज्यादा है. Means I need to attempt 50%, more than 50% of them. 2016-18, again you can see the same thing. The cutoff was again 48.5. So this is again section 4 part 2. There were 4 sections. Okay, so 8.75. So I just need to attempt probably around 10 questions in this one. Okay, GK में केवल 2 questions, quant में maybe 5 questions or 8.75, so around 9 questions. That's it. So this is the trend over the last 5 years, and if you see the final chart here, which I have drawn here on this one. So QA, now this is everything is in front of you. For QA, I just need to, like in the year 2020, I need to attempt only 3 questions. In the 2019-21, I need to attempt 3 questions. Here it is 4. Here I can say 5 and 5. So anywhere I can say it, or to be on the safer side, if you are attempting 6 questions with 100% accuracy, okay, with 100% accuracy, then easily you can clear the QA sectional cutoff. That is what you should target. जो भी questions करो सही करो. So all of you, those who are not good in maths, जिनको लगता है कि क्वांट मेरी वीकनेसेस है, तो तुम्हारा टारगेट होना चाहिए कि 6 इजी क्वेश्चंस फाइंड आउट करो. 25 में से या 20 में से अगर 25 क्वेश्चन भी आते हैं तो इजीली यू कैन फाइंड आउट 6 क्वेश्चंस ऐसे जरूर मिल जाएंगे जो इजी है, जिसमें वो ऐसे क्वेश्चन जो तुमने पहले से कर रखा हो या उसी टाइप. So you should target 6 questions, and to solve 6 questions, I think the time which ideally one should devote, that is 15 minutes. So if I am attempting the paper, अगर मैं ये पेपर अटेम्प्ट कर रहा हूँ तो मैं केवल 15 मिनट दूंगा क्वांट सेक्शन को, 15 मिनट से ज्यादा नहीं दूंगा. 15 मिनट में 6 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करूंगा. प्रोबेबली आराम से सॉल्व करूंगा, 2-2.5 मिनट्स लगेंगे, बट नहीं, 15 मिनट में 6 से ज्यादा भी सॉल्व जाएंगे. एंड इफ फॉर समवन हु इज द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट सेक्शन इज क्वांट, जिसका क्वांट बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग है, तो 15 मिनट देने के बाद फिर बाद में आफ्टर अटेम्प्टिंग द रेस्ट ऑफ द सेक्शंस यू कैन कम बैक एंड यू कैन ट्राई टू मैक्सिमाइज योर स्कोर. ओके, सो श्योर शॉट मार्क्स मैं ये बता रहा हूं अपेक्स की 6 क्वेश्चंस इन क्वांट फॉर क्लियरिंग द सेक्शनल कटऑफ. दैट्स इट. बट एक्यूरेसी शुड बी 100%. ठीक है, बट एक्यूरेसी शुड बी 100%. एंड आई हैव सेड द लास्ट 5 इयर्स, बट उससे पिछले 5 साल के भी देखोगे तो ट्रेंड यही था. 3-4 questions, that's it. Okay, that's good. 166. That's it. Okay, so I hope that the quant portion is clear. Any doubts to anyone regarding the quant? क्या करना चाहिए? Now, if you are talking about the difficulty level of this quant section, so what I have observed, difficulty level of the IIFT, okay, it is somewhat lesser than equal to the ZAT, but it might be greater than equal to the CAT. Usually ये रहता है. Why I say that it is slightly, because in IFT you'll get very few questions which are directly, which you can attempt directly. ज्यादातर क्वेश्चंस की लेंथ बहुत ज्यादा होती है, लाइक 5 लाइन 6 लाइन के क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. वो 5 लाइन 6 लाइन के क्वेश्चंस होते हैं ना, उनको पढ़ने में टाइम ज्यादा हो सकता है. क्वेश्चन इजी हो, बट एट टाइम्स वो एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड होते हैं. So few questions will be getting where you can apply that directly maybe here. Okay, but yes, ये चीज ध्यान में रखना चाहिए. तो IFT का जो लेवल होता है वो कैट से थोड़ा सा ज्यादा होता है, बट ज़ैट से कम. बट इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन ईयर टू ईयर, कई बार बहुत इजी भी आ जाता है. ओके, सो माय एडवाइस टू ऑल ऑफ यू इज दैट इन क्वांट यू शुड टारगेट 6 क्वेश्चन एंड 15 मिनट्स. और इनफैक्ट 12 मिनट से ज्यादा नहीं देना चाहिए मैं कहूंगा. बट yes, I'm not talking about myself as a student. I'll say for anyone who's a weaker in maths, you should target 6 questions in 15 minutes. That will be a very, very good attempt. देखते हैं, हो सकता है कैट से ऊपर आता है कई बार. ठीक है, IFT का. But yes, you should not take it lightly as the snap की जैसे पेपर होता है ना, lightly as cement. उतना ऐसा नहीं. But at par with the CAT SAT, I can say. Now, weightage, just see. So you can see here, last year there were 11 questions on arithmetic, 7 questions on geometry, 4 questions on permutation, combination, probability century, and number system 1. So in the last 5 years, if you observe here, the weightage is usually given a number system. The weightage to number system questions are very, very less. The maximum weightage is for the rest of the topics. अर्थमेटिक रहता है, पिछले साल बहुत ज्यादा ही आ गया था. ठीक है, बट यूजुअली यू विल फाइंड आउट हियर. बट यस, पिछले साल 25 क्वेश्चन भी थे ना, और उससे पहले 20 क्वेश्चन आते थे, 20 और 20. So arithmetic may be here. Algebra, from algebra the number of questions are less, but from geometry it was 7, from modern maths it was 4. Okay. So in any case, I'll say algebra, arithmetic, algebra, geometry. These three sections, I always keep saying these three sections together usually most of the time carry a weightage of around 70 to 80%. Like if you look at it 2019-21 also, I can say 5 plus 5 plus 10 plus 7, 17 questions from these two. Yes or no? 2018-20 also 17 questions out of 20. There are 14 questions and 11 plus 4, 50 plus 2, 70. So you can see from these two topics, the number of questions are very high. And modern maths mein hai. Okay, that's great. Okay. So I hope that it is clear to all of you. Any doubts regarding the quant section? पता चल गया क्या करना चाहिए? I will always devote 15 minutes. मैं जब भी अगर IFT का पेपर अटेम्प्ट करना होगा, अगर if as a student, if I am targeting IFT, so I'll probably solve 5-6 questions in the first 10 to 15 minutes, और फिर उसके बाद सारे sections के minimum questions अटेम्प्ट करके फिर मैं वापस आऊंगा, क्योंकि quant is my strong area. For those who are not a strong area, there is no need to come back to the quant. But yes, there must be at least 2 area तो strong होनी चाहिए. मैंने कहा था, but 2 area तो strong होनी चाहिए. To clear the overall. Now, let's talk about the RC and verbal. Okay. So, like here, you can see total number of questions from RC is 60. So, passes is usually 4 passes, and in some year it is 5 passes. Okay. So, RC reading comprehension 4 passes, and most of the time the passes, the questions are direct questions in RC. Okay, they are direct होते हैं, factual questions होते हैं, ठीक है, जिसमें passes पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. Probably read the question first and try to attempt. There will be couple of questions which can be inferential, but out of 16, I can say around 10 to 12 questions. Usually, 10 to 12 questions will be from direct questions, which will be factual questions, which will not difficult. 1 or 2 questions, maybe 1 or 2 questions I have seen. At the max, I have seen 2 questions in any set which can be inferential. Otherwise, sorry, that. IFT is made, so IFT is not a, IFT is completely speed based. That's right. Now, VA you can see 1920. So this is one section which is very, very scoring, provided you are good in vocabulary. Okay, now lot of you have asked me, sir, vocabulary के लिए कैसे preparation करें? So I'll tell you. Okay, vocabulary. So provided you are good in vocabulary, you can attempt lot. It's a very, very scoring section. Okay. And that's the reason, if you look at here, that the cutoff was 34. I'm taking the general category. So around 12 questions. Yes or no? यहाँ पे भी मैं देखूंगा टोटल दोनों को ऐड करके, अब अगर मैं बताता हूँ यहाँ पे 2.75 plus 2.34, so that is 3.5, approximately 6 questions. ये दोनों साल छोड़ देता हूँ because that is 6 section. Whenever the number of sections are more, the cutoff usually goes low. But if you look at here, so this is again 9, around 10 questions here, 9. So to be on the safer side, I'll say attempt 15 questions in this section. 15 question का target. ठीक है, 15 question. If you want to clear the sectional cutoff, you should target, ठीक है, 15 questions. I'll say apex देखो, passage ना 4 है, चारों के चारों करो, but हर से केवल 2 questions करो, 2 और 3. जो भी factual questions है उसको करो, और जो भी inferential questions लग रहे हैं उसे छोड़ो. Most of the questions are fact, so it's not necessary कि okay, you attempt 3 RC and all the 4 questions. No, I'll say attempt 4, सबके 2-2 questions जो factual है. क्वेश्चन देखने का तो तुम्हें पता लग जाएगा कि कौन सा फैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है, कौन सा इन्फ्रेंशियल, isn't it? और एप्लीकेशन. Okay, and spend too much of time on the vocab. Now vocabulary is something we're here. I'll say vocabulary based questions 13, then 14, then 18, then 17. So vocabulary is something which can help you to improve your score. Grammar के बहुत questions नहीं थे, except in 2018-20 when the grammar was very high. Otherwise, usually the grammar is less. So if I need to prepare here, I'll probably attempt paranumbers and all the vocabulary questions. Okay. Now, when it comes to vocabulary, okay, that's great, Nikita. So just revise that. सारा का सारा revise कर लो. बहुत सारे सेक्शन पढ़े हुए हैं ना vocabulary के. सारा का सारा revise कर लो फिर से. Okay. Now, When it comes to the vocabulary, you can see fill in the blanks will be there, synonyms will be there, antonyms will be there, analogies will be there, word origin, figure of speech, idioms and phrases. So I'm putting all of them here and everything. Foreign words, word origin, foreign words, everything. So ये सारे के सारे कर. Now vocabulary के लिए कैसे preparation करनी है? That's a good thing which you all have asked me. So for vocabulary, I think at this stage, since 20 days is remaining, so 20 days में vocabulary में क्या करें, isn't it? हाँ होता है, क्यों नहीं होता है? देखो vocabulary repeat कैसे होता है, I'll tell you the reason. ठीक है? अब vocabulary के मान लो synonyms है, एक word given. For example, you can take anything, abase, और synonym इसके बाद 4 options है, 5 options. तो एक क्वेश्चन करने के चक्कर में तुम्हें 6 वर्ड्स पढ़. हो सकता है कि अब ये अबेस ये नहीं पूछे, इनमें से कोई एक और पूछ रहे हैं और वो क्वेश्चन आ जाए, बाकी सब ऑप्शंस में. यस, vocabulary हो सकती है, डेफिनेटली हो सकती है. ऑलराइट, ऑलराइट. सो आई विल से कि vocabulary, yes, do the all the past questions. ठीक है, you'll be get to know and other synonyms, antonyms, जो भी जब भी तुम कोई भी vocab word के word से related questions कर रहे हो ना, तो just look for the synonyms and antonyms. So now vocabulary is there something. Now fill in the blanks question. Also fill in the blank question. It's not a normal question. Fill in the blanks vocabulary तो रहता है, but it also involves a trick कि उसको कैसे solve करना चाहिए. That is also very important. It's not like this one कि vocabulary अगर strong है तो fill in the blanks question होता है. No, vocabulary strong है तो synonyms हो सकता है, antonyms हो सकता है, but when it comes to the fill in the blanks, vocabulary as well as वो sentence के ऊपर भी depend करता है कि how to attempt है. Figure of speech. I'll say when it comes to the analogies, you can find out the list of analogies. ठीक है. Now analogies की list, you can definitely find out. There will be not very much. I think around 300 से 400 होंगे. पूरी analogies की list कर लो. Analogies is one of the favorite section of the IIFT. हर साल 3-4 questions आते हैं. ठीक है. Figure of speech. Figure of speech, you just need to spend maybe 2 hours and you can do the figure of speech. ठीक है. फिगर ऑफ स्पीच में बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है. आई थिंक अराउंड 30 to 40 है. कई बार आता है, नहीं आता है, बट द थिंग्स व्हिच आर इंपॉर्टेंट इन द वोकैबुलरी में, तो दैट इज दीस आर. बाकी सब जो है वर्ड ओरिजिन, फिगर ऑफ स्पीच, इडियम्स एंड फ्रेजल वर्ब्स, ये कभी आते हैं कभी नहीं आते हैं. बट फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स, सिनोनिम्स, एंटोनिम्स एंड द एनालॉजीज, दीस आर समथिंग. एंड देन यू कैन डू द पैराग्राफ्स. दे आर यूजुअली इजी. ओके, सो व्हाट आई सजेस्ट हियर, that in this case, if there are out of 20 questions, so VA में you should target at least 10 और 10 question RC में करो और 20. So ideal time, I'll say around 30 to 35 minutes. ठीक है. Good attempt should be around 15 minutes, but with a 100% accuracy. ठीक है ना, ये target रखना चाहिए 30 to 35 minutes, 15. Now RC, if I'm talking about the VA, like verbal ability section, so to solve 20 questions, it will not take more than 10 minutes. Why 10 minutes? क्योंकि vocabulary या तो तुम्हें आता है या नहीं आता है ना, कुछ भी पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं. Okay, so 10 minutes here, maybe for 16 questions you can say spend around 15 minutes. So 15% 25, so that's, say 30 to 35 for someone. So you should try to devote around 25 to 35 minutes. Okay, 25 to 35 minutes. And this is, I can say 25 to 35 minutes and ideally 15 minutes. Those who are not good in vocabulary, so say RC पे, RC के सारे attempt करो. ठीक है ना? But those who are good in vocabulary, attempt that. Alright? So any doubts to anyone regarding RC and VA preparation, please ask me. हाँ, VA RC vocabulary की कैसे करेंगे preparation? So parents की list उठाओ. देखो, parents list, it has a database of around 3,000 questions. Sorry, 3,000 words. आप मुझे नहीं पता how many words you guys have already covered. वो सारे के सारे revise कर लो. That is something which is advisable. So please check कि क्या करना है, कैसे. Guys, that के questions बाद में discuss करना. Alright? I'll discuss in the last. Let's first of all concentrate. So any doubts to anyone regarding the RC and VA preparation? Please tell. If you guys have any questions regarding this one, so please tell. यस सर, जरूरत नहीं है. नाउ आई एम कमिंग टू दैट पॉइंट अपेक्स. पुराने पेपर्स की जरूरत नहीं है. आई टेल यू व्हाई. जस्ट वेट फॉर कपल ऑफ मिनट्स. ओके, जरूरत नहीं. नाउ व्हेन इट कम्स टू DILR वी कैन सी हियर. ठीक है, यूजुअली जो DI के जो सेट्स होते हैं, टोटल नंबर ऑफ सेट्स ऑफ DI इट इज समवेयर 4 to 5 sets, and mostly they are calculations. Now when I'm saying the logic games means logic games, I usually consider the topic like as arrangement, linear arrangement, complex arrangement, and all these things. Okay, selections and everything. So they are usually easy. Input output is something which is usually difficult. So not too many questions are asked nowadays. ठीक है, 3 से 2-3 क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, that's it. So but yes, अगर मैं लास्ट ईयर की बात करता हूँ 13 क्वेश्चन, so maybe 5 क्वेश्चंस here. अब ये 2 साल छोड़ देता हूँ तो यहाँ पे 9. So in this sections I think 10 question, that is something which you also target. Minimum 10 questions attempt करने हैं, ठीक है, on the safer side. क्योंकि कई बार like 2017-19 में you can see 8 कट ऑफ गई थी 8.7. Okay. Yes, that's difficult. 3000 words in 20 days. So high frequency word, concentrate on high frequency word. If you guys have, I will probably share the high list of high frequency word in that. ठीक है ना, on the WhatsApp group at the high frequency word. But meaning तुम्हें देखने पड़ेंगे. और I'll try की meaning के साथ बात. Okay. So 10 question which you should target here. I think to solve this question around 20 minutes. So 10 question का target रखना है DI. Okay, logic games means no. Logic games not games and tournaments. Logic games जो बोलते हैं ना, logic games का मतलब ये होता है that is arrangement. Question based on the arrangement. Okay, linear arrangement, circular arrangement, or maybe order. और भी क्या हो गया? That like something like what we say. ठीक है. So arrangement के questions हो गए और उसमें क्या क्या आ जाता है? Linear arrangement हो गया, circular arrangement हो गया. What are the other? So I usually say that is sequencing, conditionals, and all these things. Okay, pure LR. Yes, 1000 to 1500 high frequency ones. That will be more than LR. That's it. Now, so what I was telling you in DILR, you should target should be 10 questions minimum. All of you should target 10 questions minimum, and it will take, I don't think, would take around than 15 minutes. DI is, अगर ये section combine है तो DI याद रखना, DI tough होता है. तो DI कुछ avoid करो, attempt LR. Avoid DI, attempt LR. You can see whenever it was a separate section, the cutoff for the DI was very good. So avoid DI, attempt more and more of LR. DI के sets देखो, अगर 4 या 5 set में तो pick one set which you think you can do it, उसे करो. ठीक है. Just look at the numbers. If you think that there is any question which is very straightforward, and for GK, I'll say a good attempt should be around how much? Can anyone tell me? अब यहाँ पे 5 है तो I think in GK a good attempt should be around 5 questions. But all I'm saying that is 100% accuracy. So I hope that it is clear to all of you. Yes or no? So if I write down here the 4 sections, that is QA, DILR, and VARC, and GK. So I told you in QA the good attempt should be around 5 questions, isn't it? This is what I told you. 5 के around 6 questions ले लो. ठीक है, around 6 questions. ठीक है, DILR around 10 questions I'll say. Alright, VARC around 15 questions, and GK around 5 questions. That is to clear the sectional cutoff or clearing the section. And then after that you should focus on what is your stronger areas. So मैं जो करूँगा तो I'll probably spend around only 15 minutes in QA. First round 15 minutes in QA. ठीक है, around maybe 15 to 20 minutes in DI. Around 20 minutes in DI. Around 20 minutes in DI. ठीक है, VRC again around 20 minutes in the first one. So 20 plus 20. So in the first 1 hour, I'll go through all the six. मैं ऐसे ही जाऊँगा, ठीक है? Everyone has their own style. You can make your own style. GK is something which you should keep it for the last 5 to 10 minutes. क्योंकि last के 5 से 10 मिनट में बहुत ज़्यादा pressure होता है. So maybe you will not be able to do a part questions or something like this. Okay. Maybe not like this. So ये होना चाहिए 5 to लास्ट के 5 से 10 मिनट. और फिर बाकी टाइम जो बीच में आ जाएंगे ना, उसके बाद आफ्टर दैट यू शुड राइट. आई डोंट थिंक द IFT में कैलकुलेटर्स आर like the cat. But yes, you can check the website there. Yeah, or someone can check the website and tell me confirm whether IFT, because IFT last year ही हुआ था for the first time. They have conducted their exam. And then after that, I'll say spend around 50 to 55 minutes on those areas which is my stronger areas. Okay. ये चीज. So everyone has an ideal time if you're talking about the 30 to 35 minutes in QA. Okay, 30 to 35 minutes in DILR, 30 to 35 minutes in VRC, around 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. But मैं ये एक आइडियल होता है, आइडियल उनके लिए है जिनकी पूरी प्रिपरेशन अच्छे से प्रिपरेशन, ठीक है. बट फॉर समवन हु इज नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड वेरी वेल, try to clear the overall. Now overall cutoff, I'll say overall cutoff should target at least 50% of the marks. 50% of the marks. So अगर 300 नंबर का पेपर है, ठीक है, so you should target 150 marks. ठीक है. I'm saying now इससे कम पे भी हो सकता है, ठीक है, but remember the weightage of the written examination is close to 65 to 70%, isn't it? The final जब होता है ना, there will be a weightage to written exam, weightage to GDPI BAT, weightage to other thing that is like maybe 10, 12 marks or graduation marks, something like that here. But still the weightage of the written test is around 65 to 70% in the IIT. हाँ, but 150 I'm saying कि अगर 150 if you are targeting IIT Delhi, अगर दिल्ली को टारगेट कर रहे हो तो ओवरऑल ज्यादा होना चाहिए, ठीक है. नाउ जस्ट लुक एट हियर, व्हाट आर द ट्रेन्स व्हिच आई टोल्ड यू लास्ट ईयर. द कट ऑफ वाज 41%. यस और नो? ये कहीं पे चार्ट मैंने बना रखा है, आई कैन शो टू ऑल ऑफ यू. 41% with 32 and then 35. So last year overall was 41%. Then उससे पहले 32.5%. उससे पहले था around 38.5%. उससे पहले था 48.5 and 48. Okay, so I can say this year, okay, because IFT some of the campus were opened just 3 years back only. ठीक है, नहीं कोलकाता तो काफी पहले आ गया था in fact, ठीक है. So just because of one more new campus, I think in any case on the safer side you should say 45% तो रखना चाहिए. Now, like I told you, it depends upon the difficulty level of the paper. पेपर easy भी हो सकता है, difficult भी हो सकता है, अगर डिपेंड करता है ना. Like 32.5, 38.5 ना भी चले जा सकता है. So you just need to keep all these things in mind. ठीक है. But yes, if you're targeting IFT Delhi, तो उसमें स्कोर ज्यादा होनी चाहिए. No calculator, as far as I remember, last year there was no calculator. So yes, to be on a safer side, you should target 45% to होनी चाहिए. Is that clear to all of you? Apex and everyone? This is the trend I have told you for the. उससे पिछले 2 साल कट ऑफ बहुत ज्यादा गई थी, but I don't think now it will go this much high because with the opening of one more new campus, एक और campus खुल गया तो कट ऑफ कम जाएगा. Call के लिए, but yes, for Delhi के लिए it will go higher. Final. Any doubts to anyone now? Can we move to the next slide? और ये जो कट ऑफ होती है ना, not for individual. This is for getting a call. So GD and interviews all are conducted together for all the campus, and depending upon their final rank, they will offer you the campus. Yes, same place. Now remember, even in the IFT Kakinada, when IFT Kolkata was opened a couple of years ago, around 8 to 10 years ago, बहुत लोगों को डाउटफुल था कि कोलकाता, बट कोलकाता और दिल्ली की प्लेसमेंट एक साथ होती। इन्हीं कंपनी जो प्लेसमेंट्स के लिए आती थी ना, उनको ये नहीं पता होता था कि कौन सा स्टूडेंट कोलकाता कैंपस का है, कौन सा दिल्ली कैंपस का है, क्योंकि सब लोगों का प्लेसमेंट एक ही दिल्ली में। ओके, नाउ व्हाट टू डू इन द नेक्स्ट 20 days, दैट इज वेरी वेरी। अब मैं माय एडवाइस नाउ डिपेंड्स अपॉन यू। मेरी जो एडवाइस है ना, यू शुड राइट डाउन एवरी डे वन टेस्ट ऑफ आई, बिकॉज यू नो इट्स ऑल अबाउट द टाइम मैनेजमेंट। जितना पढ़ना था उतना तुम लोगों ने पढ़ा है ना। सो नाउ इट इज ऑल अबाउट द टाइम मैनेजमेंट। ठीक है, ये चीज नहीं, पैकेट्स पे ज्यादा जोर नहीं होता है, इट इज कम। अब 20 days में मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, आई टेल यू नाउ। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, if possible, solve all the past year papers. Okay, now just see. So if you go to the website testfunda.com/test center, I hope that you all can note it down, this link, testfunda.com/test center. वहां पे सारे पास्ट MBA के पेपर्स फ्री में एज अ टेस्ट with a detailed explanation. So after that, if you click on this here, past MBA exam, just click here, past MBA exam. Just see. So if you see the past MBA exam, तो यहाँ पे सारे पेपर्स हैं। अब ये देखो यहाँ पे कितने पेपर्स हैं, you all can find out. So you can see, you can count here. That is Iift 2019, 2018, 2017, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. So 2011 से 2019 9 पेपर तो ये हो। These are the 9 papers. Then after that 2011 तक से, and then IFT 2010 9 8 7. So there are 14 papers. कहीं से भी दो, I know about this year, तो कहीं से भी दो, जो हम मन करे वहां से, जरूरत नहीं, I'll take it. So these are 14 papers. So अब अगर ये 14 papers है, so there are total of 14 papers. So I'll say write down these 14 papers as well. So that will be 14 days. और IFT में कितने दिन रह गए? 20 days. So 20 में से 14 दिन तो ये एक से ज्यादा मॉक लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है। Now, so now you guys tell me, do you really need some other mock test series specifically for IFT? I don't think so. जरूरत नहीं है actually. It's better to write down actual IFT as a mock. Instead of writing everything, to write down actual IFT as a mock. That is something. Okay. So actual IFT को mock की तरह लिखो। इसके अलावा भी अगर कम पड़ता है कि नहीं और भी टेस्ट देना चाहते हैं, so I'm sure that most of you guys have joined the test series, different tests join करके वहां पे अवेलेबल होंगे, कम से कम 3 टेस्ट सीरीज तो ज्यादा ही है। ठीक है, तो वहां पे हर जगह 3 टेस्ट सीरीज तो होंगे ही, 3 से 6। लाइक हमारे वेबसाइट पे ये अराउंड 6 टेस्ट सीरीज है। तो दोज हु आर अल्फा न्यूमेरिक स्टूडेंट्स, वहां पे 6 टेस्ट है IFT के, यू कैन राइट डाउन दिस एज अ मॉक। ठीक है, और अदरवाइज हर एक का एक मॉक फ्री रहता है, तो वो फ्री वाला मॉक दे दो सबके, और उससे कंफ्यूज। सो आई से इट्स बेटर टू राइट डाउन दीस, ये 12 पेपर, बट एज अ मॉक, डू नॉट राइट इट एज अ सेक्शन टेस्ट, राइट डाउन मॉक, sit for 2 hours every day in the morning or somewhat in the afternoon, there's no time lage, and sit it there and analyze it thoroughly. After do all the questions, everything. ठीक है, check करो। हाँ, probably the GK questions might not be relevant, isn't it? GK के questions relevant नहीं होंगे, ठीक है ना। हर साल तो जो करंट अफेयर्स है चेंज होते रहता है, बट यस, try to attempt it and see the pattern कि जीके में भी एक्चुअली जीके बहुत टफ होती है। वो टेबल्स एंड कॉलम्स बना के दे देते हैं कई बार, तो एट टाइम्स इट माइट बी डिफिकल्ट, बट सी इट हियर। do not need to spend too much of time on GK. I'll say around 4 to 5% is more than sufficient to easily build that. So that is what my advice to all of you is here. Write down this 14 test. Now before that, अब पूछोगे IFT 2006, 2006, 2005, 2004, 2003 और 2002। ठीक है, तो इसके इफ यू गो टू आवर यूट्यूब चैनल, अब हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल पे आओगे तो इंग्लिश के वर्बल एबिलिटी के सारे क्वेश्चंस ये मैं शेयर कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, कैन सी दैट, ठीक है ना, ऑन आवर यूट्यूब चैनल यू कैन सी पास्ट आईएफटी क्वेश्चंस, वर्बल एबिलिटी एनालिसिस, किस टॉपिक के हैं, वर्बल एनालॉजीज, एंटोनिम्स, ये सारे के सारे क्वेश्चन 2002 से लेके जो वहां पे वेबसाइट पे नहीं है, 2002, 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7 तक के सारे क्वेश्चंस यहाँ पे डिस्कस किए, all the vocabulary questions. So I'll say go through all these vocabulary questions. It's not like this one, एक क्वेश्चन में तुम्हें 5 से 6 वर्ड्स मिल जाएंगे, ठीक है. Okay. So if you see it here, so there is an analysis. So you can see there is an analysis. All right. I think 7 videos. There is an analysis is there. Then the close test is there. Antonym is there. Spelling mistakes भी आता है. Then there is a synonym is also there. Okay. And then after that, fill in the blanks and foreign words and common words. Yes. So here, I think इसमें सारे है ना. We have discussed this. Questions in 2002 means 2003-5 means IFT 2002, IFT 2003, 2004, 2005 and 6. So IFT 2002 से लेके 2006 तक सारे vocab के questions, all the questions with the videos is there. Go through it. Daily 1 घंटा spend करो. एक वीडियोस पे टाइम मिले तो उसमें बहुत सारे वर्ड्स तुम्हें सीखने को मिल जाएंगे. All the high frequency words हैं. ठीक है. और 2007 onwards तो है. Now, as far as the quant is concerned, for these 5 years, 2002 to 2006, if you guys need it, I can discuss it. तुम बताओ. I can discuss this as a section. 2002 to 2006 से सारे के सारे quants discuss करना है. And the LR question also. ठीक है ना, इनपुट आउटपुट और जितने भी LR के क्वेश्चंस आते हैं वो डिस्कस करना. यही तो टोटली कैलकुलेशन बेस्ड होता है. वो इजी होते हैं बट यस वेरी वेरी. So should I keep a session on quant का 2002 से 2006 real questions or LRK this one? Now these papers are like 2002, 2003 and 2004 papers are not easily available. वो मिलेगा ही नहीं कहीं पे. ये 2002, 3, 4 मेरे कुछ स्टूडेंट्स आईएफटी में जब गए थे, जब पढ़ रहे थे 2005 में, ठीक है, तो उन्होंने वहां से उस कमिटी में थे तो no. What have changed? Number of questions will be changed, Kunal, isn't it? Number of questions change हो जाएंगे ना, but what about the type of the questions? Type of the questions तो same ही रहता है ना. कितना change हुआ है type of the questions? Vocabulary तो vocabulary ही है, वही रहेगी, ठीक है. So there is not change here. There is not too much of changes here, ठीक है. Only the number of questions, like पहले 200 questions आते थे, 200 questions आते थे, अब कम हो गए. तो yes, easy हो गए होंगे, but still you'll be doing that. वो easy questions अब जो होगा, अब nowadays it is a mix of easy and difficult questions. तो easy questions जो किए हुए हैं तो तुम्हें पता रहेगा ना. Okay. So do the vocabulary question is must for all of you. LR question is must. Quant फिर भी को छोड़ दूंगा, but LR question is must. LR has not changed over the last 2 years. It is same. हर साल same ही रहता है LR. Now I think 4 sections रहेंगे. मतलब इस साल भी 4 ही सेक्शन है, 6 सेक्शंस नहीं है. 6 सेक्शन जाएगा तो ओवरऑल कट ऑफ. ऑलराइट. So this is what you can do. Now also I'm just sharing, you can see here I have just kept a discussion of these papers. Quant section now, the English section, DILR section doesn't need any kind of discussion. If you have done it, prepared well, तो आराम से सॉल्यूशन देख के समझ में आ जाएगा. क्योंकि like I told, आरसी में डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, वोकैबुलरी के डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चंस, तो वो तो नहीं. बट हाँ, क्वांट के पिछले 14 साल के सारे पेपर का मैं लाइव डिस्कशन. So there are two ways here. I'm just sharing the link here. You all can register it. इसका जो सेशन होगा वेबएक्स पे भी होगा और साइमल्टेनियसली इट विल बी ब्रॉडकास्टेड ऑन द यूट्यूब. सो ये मैंने लिंक शेयर किया है. आई हैव शेयर द लिंक इन द चैट. यू कैन मार्क इट एज अ फेवरेट. सारे यहाँ पे अपडेट्स रहेंगे यहाँ पे. सो लेट मी गो बैक टू माय स्लाइड. slides. Disturb. Yes. So this is what you should do in the next 20 days, I told you. In addition to those, writing the papers, work on your vocabulary. Do all the high frequency. ठीक है, अराउंड 15 टारगेट रखो, अराउंड कुछ तो वर्ड्स तुमने किए होंगे ना, 1000 to 1500 वर्ड, जितने से जितने कर सकते हो उन पे रिवाइज करो. स्पेंड अराउंड 1 or 2 hours एवरी डे ऑन द vocabulary. ठीक है, vocabulary करो. तो पिछले साल के कैट के क्वेश्चन से हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी वर्ड लिस्ट, आई एम श्योर दैट यू ऑल हैव गॉट द हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी वर्ड लिस्ट. सबके पास है हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी वर्ड लिस्ट? यस और नो? ओके, टेल मी whether you all have got the high frequency list. Please tell me yes or no. नहीं है, सो प्रोबेबली जिसके पास है वो अपने सारे व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे या मुझसे शेयर कर दो और मैं उनको प्रोवाइड कर दूंगा. मेरे पास जो वर्ड लिस्ट है वो मैं तुम्हारे साथ शेयर कर दूंगा. एक हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी वर्ड मेरे पास पड़े हुए हैं, हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी वर्ड्स के लिस्ट. आई प्रोबेबली आई नीड टू सर्च देयर लॉट ऑफ कंटेंट हियर, सो उसे शेयर कर. ठीक है, around 1500 to 1000 to 1500 words you can go through. Okay, in addition to this, go through the analogies. Analogies की list, that is something, and the synonym and antonym. Synonym and antonym. Directly questions की list में share करूंगा, because in every questions I remember now, मुझे याद है कि मेरे पास 300 questions की antonym का एक टेस्ट है. इसमें करीब 300 क्वेश्चंस है, हर एक में 4-4 ऑप्शंस है, तो 300 क्वेश्चंस वो मैं शेयर कर दूंगा एंटोनिम्स की. Probably all can do that. Alright. Those who are students of alphanumeric, please check. वो already site पे uploaded है. Antonyms. वो इसलिए इंटरनेट पे भी अवेलेबल है, तो वहां से भी तुमको नहीं मिलेगा तो मैं शेयर. Now advantage तो already है. You know that what is the advantage of solving all the master papers. Now upcoming sessions, this is the plan. As of now, this is a tentative plan. Okay guys, this is the tentative plan for the upcoming live sessions. You all can see that starting from tomorrow itself, without wasting time. Okay. So you can see for next 14 consecutive days, I am going to discuss this quant section for 14 days. I'll also try to discuss LR also. पहले वाले जो थे, मैंने कहा था ना, LR के जो 2007 से पहले के 2002, 2003, ओके 2004, 2005, 2006, ठीक है. ये 5 साल के मैं LR क्वेश्चन LR के रखूंगा मैं. प्रोबेबली फ्रॉम आफ्टर कपल ऑफ डेज, आफ्टर 2-3 days I'll plan at some different time. Yes. So ये सारे सेशन YouTube पे स्टार्ट होंगे, वेबएक्स पे 6 बजे स्टार्ट होंगे और सेम थिंग ब्रॉडकास्ट फिर 7 o'clock पे लाइव. तो there are 2 things what you all can do. Either my advice is कि write it as a mock. अगर मॉक्स लिख रहे हो तो वेबएक्स पे अटेंड करने की जरूरत नहीं है, डायरेक्टली यू कैन स्टार्ट वाचिंग एट 7 PM एवरी डे. ज्वाइन 6 जनवरी. अच्छा कोई बात. अच्छा 6 जनवरी को क्या है, स्नैप है. ठीक है, मैं 6 जनवरी को स्नैप है तो देखता हूं मैं, प्रोबेबली इसको हटा दूंगा. आई विल चेंज इट, नॉट एन इशू. ठीक है, 6 जनवरी सम ऑफ योर राइटिंग स्नैप. बट कल तो एक पेपर डिस्कस कर लेना, इजंट इट? वी कैन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम टुमारो. IIFT का एक एटलीस्ट 2019. सो what will happen, those who are writing it as a mock, there is no need to join the WebEx session at all on the WebEx. You can directly join it here. But those who are not writing as a mock and they are writing as a sectional test, so WebEx पे join करना. Okay, we'll solve the paper for, I'll give you around 35 minutes, maybe 6 to 6:35 minutes, or फिर 7 PM पे I'll start the discussion. So those who are writing it as a mock, my advice is every day time fix कर लो. सुबह 10 से 12 या फिर 12-11 से 1 या फिर 12 से 2, कोई भी एक टाइम फिक्स करो, उस पे एक मॉक लिखो. ठीक है, डू ऑल द एनालिसिस. क्वांट का सेक्शन छोड़ देना, क्वांट के सेक्शंस को मैं सामने सारा का सारा डिस्कस. नहीं, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. कैट लेवल DILR टच ही नहीं करना है IFT के लिए. नॉट नीडेड, नॉट एट ऑल. ठीक है, लीव इट. कैट लेवल DI नहीं करना. DI अगर करना है तो फिर इसके एक्चुअल DI करो और उसके देखो वहां पे. व्हेन यू आर प्रैक्टिसिंग, ट्राई टू सॉल्व द DI से जस्ट सी कि क्या रहता है. मोस्टली दे आर कैलकुलेशन इंटेंसिव. Okay, calculation intensive, so that is something. So here, in addition to this sessions, I'll say GK sessions मैं already upload. Okay, I'll also take the GK sessions. अब रोज मैं सोच रहा हूँ आधा घंटा एक एक GK section. I have discussed, I have shared the file with all of you where the questions were from July 2020 to December 2020 की PDF मैंने शेयर की. Yes or no? तो उससे पहले probably January 2020 to June 2020. Okay, इसके जो GK के क्वेश्चंस हैं, that I'll take a live session, probably 9:30. आधा घंटा daily, 30 questions. So I can cover probably all the questions from January to June, because IFT के लिए January to June भी कर लेना चाहिए. ZAT के लिए उतना टाइम नहीं था. At the very last moment I thought I'll say here, but I think January to June we'll be doing GK questions. Is that okay? You all have already got the PDF of July 2020. So all the important events from January 2020 to June 2020, I'll take a live session. Not tomorrow, maybe the day after. I'll share the link with all of you. Okay, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can see all the live sessions. So every day I'll take one quiz. So I think one quiz will not take around more than 45 minutes. Our quiz में 30 questions लेंगे तो 45 minutes. Okay. Slowly and 12-14 में हर मंथ के 2 quizzes हैं. So हो जाएगा. Alright. Anything else? Please tell me. So good night to all of you. See you all tomorrow. Write down one IFT 2019 paper as a mock tomorrow morning and participate. I'll avoid. अगर मैं तुम्हारी जगह होता तो मैं सेक्शनल टेस्ट नहीं देता. हर सेक्शन को उठा के नहीं. I'll write each and every year paper as a mock. Alright guys. So good night to all of you. See you all tomorrow. WhatsApp पे नहीं, ये तो मैं लाइव सेशंस लूंगा. आई एम गोइंग टू टेक अ लाइव सेशन ऑफ जीके के क्विज. ये मैं लाइव. ठीक है. Alright guys, so good night to all of you. See you all.